Good morning, third grade. Happy Monday. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, even though I know it was so windy. Not my favorite weather, but that's okay. I'm really excited and looking forward to this week because I get to see you all at our Hoover flyby on Thursday. So I'm just counting down the days until that comes. I've been at school a lot the past few days working on all of your last week of school activities and getting everything organized for that. So I know we're going to have a lot of fun. So it's sad for me to pack everything up, but I'm excited to have the opportunity to see you. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at our assignments. I just want to remind you that I know that we are winding down a little bit, but we still have 2 weeks left of school. We're going to have a lot of fun next week. So today I want you to put in the most effort that you possibly can because you are almost fourth graders. So let's end the year with a bang and work hard so that we can celebrate next week. Okay, so those of you who chose to do your oral biography reports, awesome. I'm so proud of those of you who did that. If you have it ready for tomorrow or for today, for this morning, then you can go ahead and share that this morning. Otherwise, we're supposed to be sharing tomorrow. So please have that ready to go for tomorrow if you're not done yet, okay? For independent reading, as usual, read 30 minutes and fill out your reading log. I want you to remind you that for your optional challenge, I'd love for you to go to the ELA extension menu options that you have, that choice board that you have under classwork. There are so many fun activities like your comic strip or game board or creating your own Boggle game. So lots of things that you can do there. For reading, you are reading chapters 26 and 27 and completing slides 32 and 33, both of them. Remember, I am going to choose one of these to grade this week, and we are coming to the end of the book, so I want to see your best work. Writing, we are doing something new. It's our last opinion writing that we're doing for the year in third grade. So it's on a Burlingame landmark. So in the packet of materials that we sent home about a month or so ago, you have your Burlingame landmarks packet. It's a material or your packet that tells you all about the different Burlingame landmarks. So today what you are going to do is just go through them, read through them, see which one interests you, and then you are going to sign up for one of these. Now here's the thing. Let's see if I can open this sign up sheet. There are 22 landmarks and there are 24 of you, and I want as many of you as possible, so 22 of you, to only sign up for only one person per landmark, okay? But since there are only 22 landmarks, 2 of my friends, okay, are going to have to sign up with someone else. But everyone else, it should just be one student, so only one student's name per landmark. Everyone's doing a different landmark, except for 2 of my friends who can sign up with someone else only because we are too short, okay? If you have any questions about that, let me know and I will answer for you. So let me get out of that. All right. You'll start your research and all of that tomorrow on the landmark that you choose, but I do want you to go through today and pick the one that stands out to you. So the sooner you do it, the better, so that you get your top choice. In math, unit 11, lesson 13, you are solving word problems involving math today, okay? You have 2 videos for that. It's in 2 parts, the inputs in one, and then the structured guided practices in the second. If you feel confident, then you only need to watch the input. Science. For science today, we are diving into new material. Well, it's still forces in motion, but the new lesson is on magnets. So one of my favorite things, I wish I was at school with you to do this, but in the packet, again, of materials that I sent home to you last time, there is a little magnet ring in there. So hopefully you didn't lose it. Hopefully it's still there. I want you to use that ring and explore today. Whatever you want. I want you to just have fun, explore, discover. Okay, after you watch the video, it will also go through the printout that you are going to do in your science packet called Magnets Are Weird. And it gives you 3 things that it wants you to discover. So you'll go through those. And then when you're finished exploring and having fun with your magnet and filling out your Magnets Are Weird worksheet, you are going to share one of your discoveries to Seesaw. So I want you to use, though, the language that you learned. So pushes and pull and force and magnets and iron and all of that. I want you to use all that academic language as you explain what's happening with your magnet. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that on Seesaw. Your optional social studies if you're doing that, and then PE and arts. Okay, so on that note, we are going to get started reading the plan in the BFG. So we left off with the queen finally believing and knowing for sure that there were such thing as big giants who were eating kids and adults and just picking them out of their bed in the middle of the night. So let's see what plan they come up with. The head of the army and the head of the Air Force stood at attention beside the Queen's breakfast table. Sophie was still in her seat, and the BFG was still high up on his crazy perch. It took the Queen only 5 minutes to explain the situation to the military men. I knew there was something like this going on, Your Majesty, the head of the army said. For the last 10 years, we have been getting reports from nearly every country in the world about people disappearing mysteriously in the night. We had one only the other day from Panama. For the hattie taste, cried the BFG, and one from Wellington in New Zealand, said the head of army. For the extra good flavor, cried the BFG. What is he talking about? Said the head of the Air Force. Work it out for yourself, the Queen said. What time is it? 10 a.m.? In 8 hours, those 9 bloodthirsty brutes will be galloping off to gobble up another couple dozen unfortunate wretches. They have to be stopped. We must act fast. We'll bomb the blighters, shouted the head of the Air Force. We'll mow them down, cried the head of the army. I do not approve of that, the Queen said. But they're eating children, cried the head of the army. That is no reason why we should follow their example. 2 wrongs don't make a right. I love what the Queen is saying here. What a good message to remember, right, boys and girls? That is no reason why we should follow. Oh, I just saw that. And 2 rights don't make a left, cried the BFG. We must bring them back alive, the Queen said. How? The 2 military men said together. They're all 50 feet high. They knock us down like 9 pins. Wait, cried the BFG. Hold your horse flies. Keep your skirts on. I think I has the answer to the maiden's hair. Let him speak, the Queen said. Every afternoon, all these giants is in the land of Naughty. Can't understand a word this feller says. Why doesn't he speak clearly? He means the land of Nod, Sophie said. It's pretty obvious. Exactly, cried the BFG. Every afternoon, all these 9 giants is laying on the ground, snoozing away in a very deep sleep. They's always resting like that before they's galloping off to guzzle another helping of human beings. Go on, they said, so what? So what your soldiers have to do is creep up to their giants while they are still in the land of Naughty and tie their arms and legs with mighty ropes and wonky chains. Brilliant, said the Queen. That's all very well, said the head of army, but how do we get the brutes back here? We can't load 50-foot giants onto trucks. Shoot them on the spot, that's what I say. BFG looked down from his lofty perch and said this time to the head of the Air Force, he was having belly poppers, is he not? Is he being rude? Said the head of the Air Force. He means helicopters, Sophie told them. Then why doesn't he say so? Of course we have helicopters. Wopsy big belly poppers? That's the BFG. Very big one, said the head of the Air Force proudly, but no helicopter is big enough to get a giant like that inside it. You do not put him inside. You sling him underneath the belly of your belly popper and carry him like a torpedo. Like a what? Like a torpedo, Sophie said. Can you do that, Air Marshal? The Queen asked. Well, I suppose we could, the head of the Air Force admitted grudgingly. Then get cracking, said the Queen. You'll need 9 helicopters, 1 for each giant. Where is this place? The Air Force said to the BFG. I presume you can pinpoint it on the map. Pinpoint? Said the BFG. Map? I was never hearing these words before. Is this Air Force being talking slush bungle? The Air Marshal's face turned the color of a ripe plum. He was not used to being told that he was talking slush bungle. The Queen, with her usual admirable tact and good sense, came to the rescue. BFG, can you tell us more or less where this giant country is? No, Magister, the BFG said, not on my Nellie. Then we're jiggered, cried the Army General. This is ridiculous, cried the Air Marshal. Let me show you some pictures. You must not be giving up so easily, the BFG said. The first titchy bobstacle you meet and you begin shouting, he was big squiggled. The army general was no more used to being insulted than the air marshal. His face began to swell with fury, and his cheeks flew out until they looked like two huge ripe tomatoes. Your Majesty, he cried, we are dealing with a lunatic. I want nothing more to do with this ridiculous operation. The Queen, who was used to the tantrums of her senior officials, ignored them completely. BFG, she said, would you please tell these rather dim-witted characters exactly what to do? A pleasure, Magister. Now listen to me carefully, you two boot bogglers. The military men began to twitch, but they stayed put. I is not having the foggiest idea where Giant Country is in the world, but I is always able to gallop there. I is galloping forthwards and backwards from Giant Country every night to blow my dreams into little Chidler's bedrooms. I is knowing that way very well. So all you have to do is this. Put your 9 big belly hoppers up in the air and let them follow me as I is galloping along. How long will the journey take? If we leave now, we will be arriving just as the giants is having their afternoon snuggle. Splendid, said the Queen. Then, turning to the 2 military men, she said, prepare to leave immediately. The head of the army, who was feeling pretty miffled by the whole business, said, it's all very well, Your Majesty, but what are we going to do with the blighters once we've got them back? Don't you worry about that, the Queen told him. We'll be ready for them. Hurry up, now, off you go. If it pleases Your Majesty, Sophie said, I should like to ride with the BFG to keep him company. Where will you sit? Asked the Queen. In his ear, Sophie said. Show them, BFG. The BFG got down from his high chair. He picked Sophie up with his fingers. He swiveled his huge right ear until it was parallel with the ground, and then he placed Sophie gently inside it. The heads of the army and the Air Force stood there goggling. The Queen smiled. You really are a rather wonderful giant, she said. Magister, the BFG said, I was wishing to ask a very special thing from you. What is it? The Queen said. Can I please bring back here in the belly poppers all my collection of dreams? It is taking me years and years to collect, and I is not wanting to lose them. Why, of course, the Queen said. I wish you a safe journey. Off they go. The BFG had made thousands of journeys to and from Giant Country over the years, but he never in his life made one quite like this, with 9 huge helicopters roaring along just over his head. He never before traveled in broad daylight either. He hadn't dared to, but this was different. Now he was doing it for the Queen of England herself, and he wasn't frightened of nobody. As he galloped across the British Isles with the helicopter thundering above him, people stood and gaped and wondered what on earth was going on. They had never seen anything like it before, and they never would, ever again. So we're not done with the chapter yet, but we have a ways to go until this chapter's over. We are, though, almost done with the book, so I'm excited to be able to finish it before the end of the school year right in time. So on that note, I will see you all at 10 o'clock this morning for office hours. And if you are ready and want to share your oral biography report presentation, I would welcome that. So I will see you all in a little bit. Have a great morning.